And to this day, when I watch that 24-minute video of Steve Biko talking, and when I watch Malcolm on those panels, I still can't. I cry. I still cry. I cry thinking about him. Yeah, that's how much I love. I love everybody, but you appreciate people differently. And Malik and Steve, wow, you know, and Boob, yeah. Bob, when I watch old videos of Bob, a long time ago when we was Skipper Bob, when I watch Boob and Steve and Malik, I cry. I can't help myself. And then everybody, of course, at the fort, that guy who came and talked to me, that train killer for the military, your religious beliefs are selfish. You're just being selfish. You cry because Biko and Marley and Shabazz were an idealist like you, and you get people killed. You kill people for money. Okay, I get people killed. Yeah, people like me get assassinated by people trained by people like you. Okay, so I'm an idealist and get people trained. Hey, let's all live the Lord's Prayer. No, I'll kill people to stop people from living the Lord's Prayer. So that's, they assess things quite well at fucking Fort Wapuka when they have assholes come up to you and judge you and say, you get people killed. And that one asshole, that one Fort Bliss Lutheran or Methodist, whatever they call him, chaplain. Yeah, motherfucker. God, he pissed me off. He comes in. He knew what was going on because he heard me talk to Amy about it in the house. So he came and brought it up, about old fucking, what's that name? Rush Limbaugh, I'm a capitalist. I can make more money if I want to. I told Amy, you know what a capitalist is? A capitalist is a guy who comes up behind somebody in the bathroom in a prison, in a shower. He knew I'd say it because he knows they thought I had this Asperger's thing. They thought I was Asperger's or savant, that I couldn't not say things. Because once he gets something he thinks is intelligent ahead, he's got to share it because he's got an ego problem, right? So I say that to the guy, and he sits there and goes, "Oh, he jumped my shit in front of everybody, and so proud of himself." And he left. Oh, I won. I took the guy that David Rockefeller Manchurian Jesus and kicked his ass in public. I know you didn't. So I went to a biker, which they had standing right next to the thing at the counter, and said, "Oh yeah, I believe he's a capitalist because I just dropped the soap and he just rammed it home in front of me and said, I run the prison yard, right?" And the guy started laughing. I said, "I'm a capitalist too. Somebody sends me to prison and somebody drops the soap in the shower, I'm going to walk up back to back to him and say, nobody's going to fuck this man in the ass while I'm on watch. Everybody's going to be safe. If he tries to do anything to me, he knows his ass end up dead too. So I'm the only one that can keep him safe. Okay? I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. I protect children from serial rapists that are born this way because they've been doing it for 100,000 years. I am the standard of male behavior. I am the light in the way. I am the faith and the love of Father Abraham." Right? I'm a man, yes I am, and I can't help but love you so. That's why I cry when I still see those videos of Steve, those videos of Malcolm, those videos of Boob. Okay? Because I know a man when I see one. And when they murder our men so you can all be trained killer monkeys of the Planet of the Apes, that really makes me cry because I love women and I love children. And how can you love women and children if you don't have men to love them? Huh? And they got Buffalo Soldiers fighting on two fronts. When you analyze the stance, to me it makes a lot of sense. My son used to tell me stories about the Buffalo Soldiers of Cochise County and Doña Ana County when he was a little boy. I was a history major and I was doing stuff and watching stuff on the Chiricahua. And Noah would sit there and tell me, and Patrick would sit there and tell me before we even saw the movies, he was rough. Who was rough? Geronimo. What do you mean? And they used to sit and they'd hide. And they'd do these things and they'd come out and they'd kill. And then we went and watched this movie and I was like, God dang, all the stuff that Patrick told me. And they're like, oh, they just plant it in their heads. And it's just, no. Patrick comes from migratory patterns of people that ended up in the Southwest. He did the same thing to me with Marty Robbins songs and things like that because he knew what it was like to be a black cowboy. Mr. Shorty, Cottonwood Tree, Felina, those were all his favorite songs. And I was like, God damn. And that's what happens when you're a black cowboy and you show up in the town and the girls like you because you're attractive and you're charming and you're, you look like Malachi Nelson. You look like Malachi from Judge Judy. You look like Malachi Young. You're tall. You got beautiful hair. You've lean face. You got a big smile, big dark eyes, and you're about 6'4" or 5". And he was so tall and so handsomely dressed. This one was new in town, hadn't been seen around. He was so different. He wasn't like all the rest. And what happens? Never forget me, Felina. It's over. Goodbye. Bury us both deep and maybe we'll find peace. And pulling the trigger, she fell, cast the dead cowboy splash. And the only way someone like Steve and someone like Patrick and someone like Malachi Young can find peace on this planet is through the ghost. And they're all, Malachi Nelson is making lots of money from NIL to make propaganda for the people that give us cancer research hospitals and personal injury lawyers and making pennies on the dollars, and keep our people safe, driving oil trucks because we all can't afford Teslas. In King Solomon's Israel, if you needed to drive, we gave you a Tesla because it was the best car possible for the health of our people. What people? The people. God's people. The people that are given life by the glory of God. Okay. Look around you. What isn't given existence by the glory of God? Are you a Muslim? Are you a Christian? Are you Hindu? Are you Buddhist? How do you get nirvana? By understanding the infinite essence of all existence and respecting the laws that provide life and not going in contrast to those laws to destroy our lives through our selfishness and trying to confine the glory of God to the delusions of our minds? Right. Okay. If people all upset, hey, say I don't talk like that. I'll talk any way the fuck I want, you racist fucking murdering assholes. I will kick your dicks into oblivion. I will slap your bitch ass hoe raising murderers. Vaginas shut. Don't you ever raise a dog to talk about killing a man so you can get fucked by a dog. You're not a woman, you're a bitch. Okay? Don't you put your face into my face and say, I can love a man. You can't love a man. You raise a dog to kill a man because you want to be the top bitch of that fucking murdering dog. Don't you ever come up to me and say, I love Steve Biko too. I love El-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz too. I love Nestor Robert Marley, my cousin too. You don't love my cousin. In order to get a man like Bob, you need somebody from my dad's line, one of my cousins, to get the seed, and a woman that migrates south instead of north, that gives you the lines of John the Baptist and Bob Marley and that. They have cousins and stuff. That's what Haile Selassie told Bob. Okay. Your mother is from the same mothers that are my mothers. And we will have a brother who is from the mother that went north. And he will be the Pale Rider, and he will be the one. Okay. He was born in the United States, near the valleys of the Buffalo Soldiers. And he will have the spirit of the Buffalo Soldier in his family. That's what Haile Selassie told Bob Marley. Oh yeah, there's people in Bob Marley's family that know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's true. It's probably Cece. It's probably Sedalia. Love you too, Sedalia. I don't know why they're so afraid. I don't know why. I have no idea why David's afraid, why Steve's afraid, why Sedalia's afraid. I don't know why. I'm getting my balls rotted off and the melanoma in my leg, going into remission with the sun and salt. And, I learned a lot from watching the Chinese channel back when they kidnapped my kids about using salt to neutralize chemical poisoning that causes cancer. So I use Epsom salts and I soak in Epsom salts. I didn't have a tub, so I had to buy a plastic tub from Walmart and put it near my shower and fill it with hot water, climb into it with one of those chairs, and then climb out because my body has gone through. Ever since I started soaking, it's because they intensely poisoned me. When I went to the emergency room, when I challenged the military back in 2017, said in 8 months I can get in really good shape, and in 1 month you can pull your head out of your ass, but you won't. Ever since then, I haven't been as in physically good a shape. And when I was 51 years old, I could broad jump out of that ditch after I dug it. Okay, eat your heart out, Luke Kuechly, right? And then about 2 months later, I ended up in the hospital with 2 rotted teeth, and I couldn't work out anymore because my head was exploding and my shins throbbing. And they took blood tests. I thought they were going to say I had cancer or diabetes, and I didn't understand why, because I was down to under 10% body fat, and that's what the deal. And then they kept treating me like I was crazy and a drug addict and alcoholic. They sent me to the clinica. They did the same thing. And then I looked at my hospital report, said I had ethyl alcohol in my body and narcotics. Son of a bitch. You soup kitchen murdering sorry ass motherfuckers. That's why Jesus used to tell me in prayer all the time when I went to the soup kitchen, these are the same people that gave you Auschwitz and the Holocaust, and it's a kinder, gentler group of sexier Nazis. Yeah, they are sexier than the old Nazis. You see them on TV all the time. I'd do anything to have sex with her, including trap the soul in your pathetic mind that your penis only thinks for. Okay, you want to get a contract to play in the NFL? You think I give a fuck about if you play in the NFL for lots of fuck money? I just look at you and say, what the fuck is wrong with you? I thought you believe in Jesus Christ. Lots of people can go to a jewelry store and buy a crucifix, okay, to make women think they're as beautiful as I am, as beautiful as Steve is, as beautiful as Boob is, and as beautiful as Malik is. Okay. No, lots of people talk about Malik, but they don't talk to Malik in prayer. Lots of people talk about Bob. Some of them are even having sex with people that are related to Bob, but they don't talk to Bob in prayer. They talk to their imagination. They call Bob. Okay? Just because you think you're talking to somebody because you once talked to him doesn't mean he's still talking to you in spirit. If you don't listen, money can't save you. He ain't talking to you. You're talking to yourself. Trust me. I talk to Sun Yat-sen and D.T. Suzuki. I talked to Steve Biko and Bob Marley when I was young. Okay? And we talked later. They say it was a computer program from the government. It's like, yeah, but you had to have Bob and Michelle and Guru and all these people I knew. You had to have them, and they had to exist for that program to exist. How do you know their spirits weren't working through that program to help me save people from people like you? Life's eternal and grace is infinite. You think you're pulling our purse strings, but who's pulling yours? Everything is meant to shine the eternal light on the hands of divine glory. Lord Saladin, Frytown, Sierra Vista, Arizona, 2010. Okay, through Early Bird on YouTube. All right, I love you. All right, peace.